Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited that you guys are here. I am finally answering your questions that you sent me on Instagram about my LLB, LPC, University of Law experience, and lastly, I'm going to be talking about being a hijabi in the law field. So, without further ado, let's get into it. But before I do, please like and subscribe to my channel. It would really help a girl out. I'm really excited to, build this channel and help out everyone who's interested in the field. So let's get into it. I just realized there's gonna be a lot of talking in this video and I'm fasting, so I can't even have a sip of water. What am I gonna do? The first question is, how was your LLB experience? Tips and tricks. Okay, so there's two things to that question. My overall experience was awesome but intense, and it was a lot of work to do, a lot of reading, a lot of assignments at the time, a lot of assignments, a lot to do, and I had 2 years to do it, so I never got a chance to really get into it as much as I wanted to. But my tips and tricks for the LLB is to do all the readings that are necessary, highlight everything, make your notes, and ask your tutor all the questions. Now, I had a problem with tort law. Tort law was so hard for me, and I had a problem with equity and trusts. So if I had asked my tutors for more help, I would have done so much better. Now, with equity and trusts, I didn't do too bad. I could have done a lot better, but with tort law, oh my God, that was a bad grade. I'm not gonna lie. So if I actually, that was my first year, and that was like the first semester. So I had a really tough time with that, and I never felt comfortable asking my tutors or my lecturers for help. That's the main thing. Ask for help. So the next question is, are you thinking of becoming a barrister or solicitor? I am becoming a solicitor. So the LPC course, the legal practice course, is for becoming a solicitor. If you guys want to know the difference between a barrister and a solicitor, I'll leave a link below to kind of, like an article to kind of explain the difference. Next question is, did you find it easy? So I'm assuming that question has to do with the LPC. So I haven't finished my LPC yet. I don't finish until November 2020 of this year. I'm only in the first term. Excuse me. I'm in the first term, second term, halfway through. It's kind of weird right now because of the online program that we've now become part of. We're now an online program. So I don't know. It's not easy, actually. The LPC is definitely not easy. It is hard, and there's a lot to study. So you really have to want this. You really have to want to become a lawyer and to do something with the LPC. So I highly suggest doing as much research as possible before you apply to do your LPC. It's not easy. Next question. Where did you purchase all the LPC textbooks and study materials? All the books that I showed you guys in my Instagram post, they are from the school, the uni. The uni gives you them, and it was hilarious the way they told us to get our stuff. We had to bring a piece of luggage. I had to lug my luggage on the subway or on the train, and then in the metro, get to uni, walk to uni, and try to fit all my books in there. And actually they didn't fit. So if you guys are gonna get your books this year from University of Law, make sure you get a big luggage with you. And I'm not talking about those rolly ones. I'm talking about those like ones you can carry onto the plane, like carry-on. I am talking about medium-sized luggage. Trust me on that. You guys will thank me later. How is the exam prep compared to the LLB? So I can't really answer this question because I've only had 2 assessments so far. I've done my interviewing mock assessment, and I've done my wills assessment, which was a multiple choice online, and it was hard. I actually cried. The first 2 minutes into it, I cried. I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I gotta keep it real, you know? I gotta tell you guys the truth. And for me, I cried. I've never cried for an exam before, and I cried for this one. So, yeah. What was the question again? Exam prep compared to LLB. LLB, you gotta really memorize. You gotta really understand the topic and memorize it. Memorize how to answer a question. As you guys know, with any problem question, you gotta state the law, apply the law, advise. Yeah, so. All right, let's move on to my University of Law experience. The first question is, do they have a range of extracurricular activities? From what I understand, they have clubs and societies like debating, and they have cooking club and football and all that stuff. So like any university, they're going to have a range of things to do, which you can get involved in. I don't have the time to get involved. The most that I would want to do is pro bono work, so I can add that onto my CV. Now, other interests and hobbies, I think it's really great to do that, but I feel like doing those things during your LLB is so much better because you have a lot to concentrate on when you're doing your LPC. So kind of figure out how you could do either or. So the next question is, I'm currently deciding between ULaw, so University of Law, and BPP University. So University of Law and BPP are one of the top universities to do your LPC or your barrister course. So when I was deciding between the two as well. And the way that I decided was I went on Google and I Googled both of them and I looked at the student reviews. Always look at the student reviews and see what they're saying about the school. So from my research, University of Law was more right for me as an individual. And I actually didn't visit the campus. I Google imaged it. So I did the whole like drag the person, place them on the map, and kind of look around the area. I did that. But so I would recommend like visiting the schools and seeing which one is better. Now you can't do that right now during lockdown. So my best bet is to do what I did, the Google search image and the maps, and ask a lot of people who are going to BPP and University of Law. So what I can tell you about University of Law, it's that it is a small uni. There's only 2 buildings, and this is the Bloomsbury campus. I'm not sure about the Moorgate campus. I'm sure it's great, but Bloomsbury campus is very small, not high tech, kind of a old building. Library is very small, not a lot of space, but overall it makes you feel welcome, and I love that. If a place can make you feel welcome, you feel comfortable, you'll be able to excel. So that's what I really like about University of Law. The tutors and the lecturers are very kind. They always ask you if you have any questions, and if you don't want to answer in class, you can always email them or even call them. They give you their number as well, so that's great. That was one of the questions, by the way, like how are the tutors and lecturers and how are they helpful? They are very helpful, but you just have to make sure that you're the one asking the questions. So how helpful was ULaw's career service been in your journey? University of Law's career service is great. They help you review your CV, review any of your training application. They review anything, basically. If you have any questions about your career, you can ask them. I've only utilized them in one way, and that's to do with my CV. Other than that, I haven't been able to use them. So I'm going to get on that as soon as possible. I know that right now everything's online, so you can contact them online, send them an email, and they're doing also some workshops online about CVs and things like that. So get on that. What is the atmosphere like at ULaw's campus? As I said, ULaw's campus is very comfortable, specifically Bloomsbury. It's very comfortable, very, very kind people. I don't have any problems with it. I feel like I can be myself. All right, so the next question is, how confident do you feel your LPC from University of Law is or will be in finding the right firm for you? So That's a really good question because a lot of firms don't care where you get your LPC qualification from, but some firms do. So some firms request someone to get their LPC from BPP University or their barrister course from a university. So it just depends on the university, the firm that you're applying to. So just watch out for that. I don't feel like it's going to hinder me or benefit me in any way. I think that University of Law does do a great job so far. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about that one. Next topic, we're going to be talking about improving skills, communication, self-care, and networking. So a few questions on that. The next question is, to improve communication and for better skills or ways to stay positive and connected to ourselves. So with this question, the best way to improve on yourself is to read and write a lot of things, listen to podcasts about commercial awareness. There's so many great ones. I'll link a good podcast, 2 podcasts I listen to on Spotify that are really great to stay commercially aware of a lot of things. It'll help you feel more confident about specific law topics. So I will do that for you guys. But to stay positive and connected to ourselves, the way that I do that is to journal. I love journaling. I write everything that's in my head on a piece of paper, and it just makes me feel so much better. I just feel so much freer, and whatever ideas I have, I write them down. I just let it all go, because if you have everything in there and you don't let it out, you're never gonna feel calm. And for me, there's a storm up there and I need to let it out. So I definitely recommend journaling, guys. It's amazing. So to improve on communication, like the number one thing is to read a lot, but also when you're reading, kind of jot those notes down so you have something to refer back to. Because a lot of us will read something, kind of forget about it. So you want to be able to refer back to it. So write it down, write everything down and revise it, review it. You'll do great. Another thing I actually just remembered, you could also, to improve on your communication and how you speak, put up a camera, just like I'm doing right now, or put up your phone camera and kind of record yourself talking about, I don't know, artificial intelligence and the impact on law firms. That's a really great topic. So try that. Next question is tips for networking and how to stand out. Okay, so for me, the number one tip I can give you guys is to smile. When you smile, you're inviting and people want to approach you. They want to talk to you. If you're showing them how nervous you are and how intimidated you are, it's not going to be a great atmosphere. So if you just smile and feel and look approachable, people will want to talk to you. And in terms of, feeling like you can carry on a conversation, I promise you, in those situations, listening is your best bet, because when you're listening, you're kind of gaining so much knowledge from other people. And obviously, you should have some input. It's really important to have some input, to have your say. So be prepared when you go into a networking event. Have a bunch of topics that you've revised that are of interest to you. If you're interested in a topic, you're going to want to talk about it. So make sure that you're going in with a smile, with topics at hand, and be a listener, because the more you listen, the more knowledge you'll gain and the more experience you'll gain. I think that's good. So what motivates you when you're procrastinating? Well, like everyone else, I definitely do procrastinate. And how I motivate myself out of procrastinating, I think it's just, the LPC doesn't really allow you to procrastinate for too long. I kind of don't have the time to. Like, I have to make sure I do my work. And I think actually what motivates me not to procrastinate is I don't want to show up in class not be prepared. I feel so embarrassed. And that embarrassing feeling is what keeps me from not doing my work. Like, I need to do my work. And I want to feel like I have that ability to speak about the topic. Like, that's important to me. Don't want to feel, stupid. And if I don't understand the topic, I will go into class and say, I don't understand the topic. It's just, you know, trying. I think just try. If you feel like you're always procrastinating, try to find a way that will really motivate you to do something like that's, you know, yeah, I don't know. That's what I do. I think I never want to be embarrassed, so I will make sure I'm prepped. Yeah. The only way to stop procrastinating is to stop procrastinating. Do your work, schedule your day. If you have a schedule, you will definitely be more obliged to follow it. You won't feel lost. You'll feel like you have something to do. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but I'm losing my voice. I need a cup of water. Oh, but it's only 2 p.m. right now. It's 2 p.m. and still have so many more hours to go. I thought for a minute to change my major and how I found myself in studying law. So I've changed my major and I've mentioned that in a recent video, in one of my videos. I was an environmental studies student. So I did environmental politics and I graduated. So I finished that. But then I decided to do law. And it's not rare to find people who do that, because actually in my class right now, I have an anesthesiologist. Anesthesiologist? A doctor. I have a doctor in class who wants to become a lawyer. That's just incredible. He went from being a doctor to a lawyer. Wow. I just find that so inspiring. But to be honest, I didn't find myself in law. I found myself when I moved to the UK, because that experience taught me about myself. I had to fend for myself, and I just loved that. That was amazing. That's how I found myself. Next question is, what made you study internationally? So I moved to the UK because I wanted to challenge myself, and to be honest, Toronto got very boring for me. Don't get me wrong, like Toronto's great to settle down with the family. You have 2 kids, you know, you're married or not married, doesn't matter. And I don't know, living a good life. Like things are great there, healthcare, you got it all there. But at that point in my life, when I moved here in 2017, I wanted to just live. I wanted to experience. I wanted to move to a different country. I just wanted to be in Europe, and you know, the UK is great for that. So yeah, that's what I did. The last 2 questions are really important for me because they talk about the hijab. And so the first question was, please talk about self-confidence as a hijabi lawyer. I'm a doctor who just moved to the UK and will start working soon, and I have a lot of concerns in regard to this. I specialize in psychiatry, so a good rapport with patients is a must. The next question is, as a hijabi, is it easy to be a lawyer in the Western world? Whew. Good questions. Really, really good questions. Well, what is self-confidence? Self-confidence is believing in yourself, believing in who you are, believing in your capabilities as an individual. Now, when you're walking into that hospital as a doctor who just moved into the UK, come in with a smile on your face. Again, the smile is the most important thing I can tell you to do, because you will be approachable. When you smile, people want to talk to you. So when you want to build that rapport with your patients, you're smiling to them, and I promise you, when you show them your kindness and your abilities on a day-to-day basis, they will start to respect you. Everyone around you will respect you. So you just have to kind of, I'm not going to say fake it till you make it, because I don't really like that, because you don't need to fake it. You're great as an individual. You will do great as an individual. Just smile and do your work, and if you have any questions, ask away. Your patients will love you. If you show them kindness and respect, they will also show you kindness and respect in return. Now, I know psychiatry, that's a little bit tough because your patients are dealing with something that's mental, so you just have to be patient with them, and I don't know, that's really interesting. Now, in terms of, is it easy to be a hijabi lawyer in the Western world? No, it's not easy to be a lawyer in general. Being a lawyer is difficult because there's a lot you need to be aware of, commercially aware. You need to be understanding of the law and how it applies, be understanding of your client, what your client's demanding. So being a lawyer is not a walk in the park. So then you add on the hijab, and now you're feeling like you're an imposter, you're different than everybody else. So my main rule for myself is that when I'm applying to a law firm, I'm looking for firms that encourage diversity, not just diversity in the number of partners versus solicitors, number of trainees versus partners, or anything like that. I'm looking for a firm that encourages diversity from all walks of life, because I will feel much more comfortable walking into a firm that will accept me and that's comfortable with me. Now, on the other hand, if I'm working for a small law firm and I'm the only hijabi there, I will not feel intimidated. I will feel special. I will feel like I am standing out in a beautiful way. You got to be confident in why you're wearing the hijab, for what reasons. You got to understand why you're wearing it. So just remember that, be who you are, smile, remember what you're bringing to the table, because they hired you for a reason. You are there for a reason. They liked what you offered. Don't work for a firm that doesn't like who you are and what you have to offer. So I think that's I think that's how I deal with life in terms of my hijab. I don't let it hinder me. I let it just be who I am. So yeah, it is who I am. I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. Those are all the questions. They were such great questions. I love them so much. I was so happy to answer all of them. And as you can tell, at the end of this video, my voice is gone. My voice is gone. So I'm going to end it here. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot more questions in the future. If you guys have any, just leave them in the comments below on my video, and I will definitely answer them for you. So I hope you guys have a lovely Ramadan, a lovely month of May that's happening soon. Oh my God, my birthday month. I love May so much. So yeah, love you guys so much, and enjoy Ramadan.